Arizona, the 48th state of the United States of America, is a very fast-growing state, particularly here in the Phoenix metro area. This is the fifth or sixth the largest metropolitan area in the United States, only following behind New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Houston, every other year behind Philadelphia. I say that to say that there's a lot of immigration, if you will, internal immigration from other states here. People migrate to Arizona because of the cost of living, and they have various concepts as it relates to DUI and what is the acceptable blood alcohol limit. What people find when they get here to Arizona is that Arizona is, in a lot of ways, a standard with the rest of the country. It's particularly as it relates to DUI, and that is that .08 is the standard when you're starting to charge folks with DUI. It's the same in California and a lot of our neighboring states. That .08 blood alcohol content, that's the legal limit once you start charging people with DUI under specific statutes. Here, the statute is 28-1381A. Is where the .08. However, I would caution everyone that some impairment is still impairment. And just because you don't reach the .08 limit does not mean that you're not impaired and that you can't be charged with impaired driving. It may not be under 28-1381A, but you can be charged with impaired driving. And so the rule of thumb is don't gamble, don't negotiate. If you've been drinking, don't drive. Now, why, like any other lawyer, would love your business, this is the kind of business that we don't chomp at the bit for, because it puts the public in danger. And so if you think you've been drinking, if you're starting to feel it, there are plenty of opportunities. There's Uber, there's Lyft, there's so many other ways that you can call a friend, or you can stay where you are until you know you're not under the influence. And the reason why I say that so strongly is, while again, it might not make good business sense, but it makes public safety sense. And once you realize how expensive DUI charges are, not only do you have the court fines and the inconvenience of having your license suspended and serving whatever time in jail and the interlock device that could cost upwards of $1,200 to get put on, then you have $5,000, $6,000, $8,000 lawyer bill, or that minimum for a basic DUI, somewhere between $3,500 to the more complicated DUI should they go to trial. You're talking $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000. Is it worth it to chance it? It's absolutely not. And so if you think you're anywhere near that .08, and again, it could be less than that, find some other means to get home or to get wherever you're trying to get to, for the interest of public safety, for the interest of yourself. And again, DUIs happen to be very expensive. And here in Arizona, there are some mandatory things. And when I say they're mandatory, I mean they're mandatory. The judges don't even have discretion on some of these things. And so you'd want to sit down and talk with a lawyer if you're ever charged with DUI, so they can seek out what little wiggle room there may be. But again, you're still looking at, like most jurisdictions across the country, the .08 is the threshold.